House saying President Barack Obama will unveil his own vision for deficit reduction tomorrow.
The plan is expected to call for about $2 trillion in new deficit reduction measures. What would such a plan mean for taxpayers here in South Florida? News Channel 5's Dan Corcoran is live in Boca Raton with insight from a local political expert. Dan?
Well, Tanya and John, that professor here at Lynn University says Florida could see a big impact from what President Obama will be calling the Buffett rule, a plan named after Warren Buffett, the billionaire investor who has complained that rich people like him pay a smaller share of their income to federal taxes and than taxpayers in the middle class do. Now, the Obama plan is said to include about $2 trillion in new deficit cutting measures, but not as many compromises as he reached with Republican House Speaker John Boehner in July before their deficit talks broke off. WPTV political analyst and Lynn University American Studies professor Dr. Robert Watson says this plan can expect to meet some resistance in Washington and also in places like South Florida. This state could be impacted in a big way, more so than others, depending on what the Obama plan entails. For instance, reform of Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, tax increases on the wealthiest of Americans, and of course that so-called Buffett rule. The president's financial battles, Watson says, are also political battles.
We have a larger percentage of folks using Social Security and Medicare than other states, so whatever reforms are going to impact them. Two, we have a larger percentage of people living below the poverty line, so whatever Medicaid changes there are, they could be impacted. Thirdly, we have a larger percentage of millionaires in Florida than other states, so that tax cut could be affected here.
Now, Watson adds that most importantly, the road to the White House, he says, still runs through Florida. Now, the new measure would be in addition to the $447 billion in new tax revenue that Obama is seeking to pay for short-term spending to jumpstart the economy. And as you can imagine, Republicans are already disagreeing with this new plan before it's even unveiled, saying that it won't help the economy. The president is expected to unveil this new plan in a special joint session of Congress sometime tomorrow. And Professor Watson expected that to cause quite a stir in Washington, but also in places such as South Florida. Reporting live in Boca Raton tonight, Dan Corcoran, WPTV News Channel 5.